Hello everybody, it's another beautiful day in Colorado, and today we're going to go over circular saws. Okay, so you'll see here that I have two saws in front of me. The handheld circular saw is often called a Skilsaw, and you see that right here. It's because it's a trade name, so that happens all the time. Kleenex, Xerox, all that kind of stuff. So this is very often referred to as a Skilsaw. You'll notice this is quite a bit larger, and this one has a power cord as opposed to a battery operated or cordless circular saw. You may also notice that this blade is quite a bit bigger than this one. Sometimes these smaller circular saws are referred to as trim saws. If you've never used a circular saw before, or you're just doing DIY projects, my recommendation is you use one of these smaller ones. Again, this is cordless, so that makes you less likely to have issues with dragging cords behind, and it's also not as powerful. This has a much bigger motor than this, but for starting out and for the majority of what homeowners are going to need, this saw is more than sufficient. So this is the saw that we're going to use today. So I'm going to set this one aside. I just wanted to show you all of the parts are very similar and they operate in a very similar way. Of course, this one is much, much heavier. Okay, as I said, this has a battery. It gets inserted right here on this saw. But I'm going to take this out for this video, so there's no danger of me accidentally turning it on, although this has quite a good safety feature. The blade doesn't spin unless you press the safety button. Okay, so let's just start with some basics. This is the handle. So this is the main handle. So I'm going to put my hand here. I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you can certainly put your left hand there. And then there's a secondary handle, and that's up here up front. I'm always going to use two hands, especially when I'm first starting out, just like with the power drill. I want two hands on the saw at all times. That's the way there's no danger and a problem. I'm going to do a whole nother safety video, but I just wanted to point that out, that this is the way it's intended to be held. So main handle, secondary handle. Okay, this piece here is referred to as the sole plate or base plate. So sole plate or base plate, that's this metal piece right here. And that is intended to always be sitting on the material you're cutting, flat. So if I'm cutting here, I want this sitting flat on the material that I'm cutting. So that's very important, because when we go to make some adjustments in the second part of this video, you'll see that everything's going to be relative to this base plate or sole plate. So it's very important to understand what that is. Right here, you'll notice I'm going to pull this away. This is a blade guard. It's a safety device. If you have a saw where that's been removed, I strongly recommend that you don't use that saw. So this will be pushed out of the way as you cut. So you don't have to do anything with it manually. It will slowly be pushed aside as the material is cut with the blade. This is the blade here, and you'll notice that it rotates in this direction and the teeth are pointing towards the bottom of that base plate. The reason is that it cuts from the bottom up. And that'll become important later when we go to cut which side it's cutting from. The reason that it rotates in this direction and the teeth point in this direction is that when it's cutting, it's pushing that material up against this base plate. Another reason why this needs to be sitting flat on the material when you're cutting it. So it acts sort of like a clamp. Because imagine if it was going in the opposite direction, it would be trying to push that material away, and that would potentially cause it to catch and be unsafe. So we want the correct orientation is for the teeth to be pointing towards the base plate, and we'll go over that in the video where I show you how to change this blade. I'll also at that time talk about the different blade selections that you can have. Okay, so that is the blade guard in the blade. Now, here is the power switch right here. And notice it doesn't move much. That's because there is a safety, and it's this yellow button here. So this yellow button, I'm going to rotate this around. This yellow button, I can either push it this way or I can push it this way. So depending on whether I'm right-handed or left-handed or what's more comfortable, in order for the power button to actuate, I need to release the safety, and I release the safety by pushing on this. And now my power button can be actuated. If I let go of this safety, the power button can still be held down, but as soon as I let this safety go and I let my power button go, now I can't do it again. So again, I'm going to press the safety, press the power button, and that will start the blade spinning. I can let go of the safety, the blade will still be spinning, but as soon as I let go of this power button, the blade will stop. And in order for me to start it up again, I'm going to have to press this safety to get it going. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to put the battery in and show you this in actual practice. I'm not going to cut anything just yet, but I am going to have the blade spinning because I want to show you this. I promise to be safe. We don't want me lopping off any limbs here on video. Okay, so I've put the battery in. So I'm going to, how does this make sense? Okay, you're going to have to trust me. I'm pressing this with my thumb so that that's actuated. So I'm pressing that with my thumb, and with that safety being pressed, the blade spins. So I still have that safety pressed. Now I'm going to take my thumb off of the safety. See the blade still spinning? As soon as I take my finger off the power, and if I don't press that safety, can't do it. In order for it to go again, I'm going to have to press the safety. And now it spins. So does that make sense? I hope so. I'll go over it again when I show you the video on actually cutting. There's a lot of safety items that I want to go over before you actually start cutting. So those are the parts. So quick review. We have the main handle. We have the secondary handle. We have the safety switch and the power switch. We have the sole plate or base plate. We have the blade guard here and the blade. So those are the main parts of a circular saw. So have a great day. I hope you enjoy this video.